Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, come va? My name is filcofilms, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some weird Italian habits that I just can't let go of. Now, very recently I did a video on British habits that I've picked up, so you can go and watch that. It's going to be linked up here in a card. Now, with that said, I am still Italian, and there are still so many things that I do that are just so ridiculously Italian, and people point them out all the time. Before I do get into that though, I'm wearing my merch today. This is my Italian car here that you guys can see. If you want to take a look at the merch, there's a bunch of different designs. All of them have been designed by me. Take a look at it. It's going to be in the description below. And if you want to support the channel, that is one of the ways that you can do so. So please at least go and check them out. Now, weird Italian habits. Where do I even start? Well, I think the best one to start with is something that if you're an Italian, you will remember as a kid. This is the most traumatic, the most annoying moment that you will have ever had. And that is having to wait to digest your food before being able to swim in the sea. Yeah, I can hear all of the Italians gasping in the background because this is so common in Italy. When you go to the beach and you will just have lunch, your mom will tell you that you have to wait 2 to 3 hours before you can go back into the sea and have a swim. Now, as a kid, this is the worst thing that you could possibly hear, and the reason behind this is because supposedly swimming in the sea while you're digesting, you have more of a possibility to like pass out and drown. I don't even know what the logic behind this is, but it is so ingrained into my head that to this day, after having lunch or after having dinner, if I'm going to go and take a bath or if I'm going to go and swim in the sea, I will think about it and say, maybe I should wait a little while, at least like an hour or so that I digest the food and the blood isn't in my tummy, but rather in my head, and I'm gonna stay conscious and not drown. It's actually ridiculous, but it's something that people do have ingrained in Italy. Now, the next thing, still sort of related to water, and to this day I do not do this. You do not leave the house with wet hair. Once you've showered, you dry your hair before going out because it's cold outside. And if it's cold, you're gonna get sick. Honestly, if your hair isn't wet from being at the beach during the summer, any other situation, you cannot be leaving the house without drying your hair. Meanwhile, in other countries, people are stepping out of the shower, long hair, stepping out, like fully like dripping wet, not giving a crap about it, and just going about their day, not getting sick. Well, Italians are there having to dry it completely so they don't get a bad case of cervicale. And okay, I'm not even gonna go into what that is, you can look it up, but it's a real thing. Now, the next one, and this one I think is a positive. This is a great thing, and I'm so glad that I'm still holding on to this dearly. I don't eat on the go. I don't think it's possible. I can't bring myself to buy a sandwich and just start eating it while I'm walking. I have to sit somewhere, at least I have to sit somewhere, preferably have a table or a surface where I can put my hands on and eat. Honestly, walking around London, going into the tube, seeing people like gobble down their sandwiches, their bags of chips on the underground, like, why? Why can't you just wait till you get to a bench or a picnic table or something and eat it when you're sitting down? There's no point in eating on the go. And if anything, that's just gonna make you feel sick at the end of it. I can buy food, but I need to sit down to consume it, and preferably not on a moving bus or public transport. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is. Now, this next one is probably not gonna surprise any of the Italians out there because I think we all pretty much do this unless we have specific dietary needs, but I eat pasta pretty much daily. Pasta is a daily meal for me. Usually for lunch is when you have your pasta dish, and it's pretty normal. Like, I don't understand what else you would eat. Pasta is a fairly simple thing to make, and you can switch it up in so many ways. You can have it with tomato sauce, you can have it with meats, you can have it with different types of things and kind of like vary it a little bit. It's kind of like bread. Like if you eat a sandwich every day for lunch, pasta is a very similar thing to that in terms of what you're taking in. Pizza is kind of like a once a week thing, maybe even less than that, but you would not normally do that. Pasta, a lot more likely. And also no cold pasta. People here eat like pasta salads, which is like cold pasta. I don't get that. I don't like that. That's something that kind of feels a bit icky to me. It just feels like I don't want to think about it. Now, the fifth thing on this list, and you will have already found out by just like getting to this point of the video, I'm loud. I'm really loud. And I don't speak at this level when I'm talking to people generally. Obviously, I turn it down a notch. I'm kind of being a bit more animated for the sake of YouTube videos. But I am generally loud, and I don't realize it until someone points it out. So my general speaking voice is quite loud. My phone voice, I'm told, is significantly louder than other people. And I don't know if it's like distractingly loud or annoyingly loud, but it's definitely higher than most other people. But this is definitely not true of all Italians. There's a good number of Italians that are the actual ones that tell me you're being really loud. But I think it happens more with Italians than it does with a lot of other nationalities. It's just because we're used to, I don't know, yelling across the house for each other, yelling down at our friends when we're at the window. Like, I don't know, I don't do that here because it's not like people think we're crazy. But when I'm having a general conversation, the level of the volume is slightly higher than other people. Now, the next item on this list, I was kind of fighting with myself on whether to include it or not, but I think it's important. Italian pride, but also Italian hate. So my whole channel is kind of based on this because I'm trying to fight this stereotype and this reality that a lot of Italians have. And it's the fact that we are generally very proud of being Italian and we love our national identity and we love Italy, but we're the first ones to say that it's no good and that it's crap and that nothing works. You easily praise your own country when something is great and when something is right, to the point where people are like, okay, chill out. Like, it's a very normal thing. If Italy's doing it, for an Italian, Italy's doing it better, and Italy does it the best. I mean, we have t-shirts that say Italians do it better. Like, it's a thing. But at the same time, if something goes bad in Italy or if something isn't working, it's worse than anywhere else. So I guess it's like a method of exaggeration. I guess this could actually be changed to Italians have a habit to exaggerate everything. So we exaggerate the positives and we exaggerate the negatives, but it's very like specific to Italian pride and Italian hate, although I don't like to use that word in this context, but self-deprecation. That's probably a better way to put it. Jesus Christ. Guys, look at this hair. It is so long. I think barbers have opened, like barbers would have opened today. July, it's the 4th of July today, so I think barbers open today, but I haven't had the chance to go, and I don't think I'm gonna go anytime soon because it's gonna be rammed all of the time. But can you see how long this hair is? It's out of control, and I don't know what, I don't know if I should let it grow. Believing Italian superstitions, holy crap. There's those couple of things that you just don't do because, just to be sure, like just don't do that thing, you know? So one of them is, don't put your hat on the bed. Do not put your hat on the bed. That's just a thing that you don't do. Similar thing, don't open umbrellas indoors. Like, as jokes, some people, I don't know, I don't even know why you would open an umbrella indoors, but some people do, or like maybe to like shake it because it's wet and you want to shake it in the shower, in the bathtub. You just should not open an umbrella indoors because that's bad luck. Salt, you spill salt, if that happens, you have to take a pinch of it and throw it behind your back. It's hilarious, it's so stupid, but like it's a thing that you do because of superstition. I don't drop salt very often, but if I did, I would do that because you can, and you don't want to take the risk just in case the superstition were true. I don't know. And then there's the ones that like every country believes, like the black cat crossing the road. I don't give a crap about the number 17. In most of the world, the number 13 is unlucky. In Italy, it's number 17. And honestly, 13, I don't care. I will sit on any seat on an airplane. Give me row 13, give me row 17. I don't care. But there's some, like the hat on the bed, like the umbrella indoors, like the salt on the floor. I'm sure there's others, I can't think of them right now, that I am likely to follow and to be like, okay, I'll watch myself here. Now the next one is talking over people. Right. This is rude, and I recognize it, but it's not something that is done in a rude way. Talking over people in Italian conversation usually is just how to make the conversation flow. So jumping into the conversation is what you tend to do in Italy, and it's accepted. I've obviously learned, and I don't think I do it nearly as much as your average standard Italian will do, but sometimes when I do enter a conversation, I feel the need to apologize because it almost feels like I've interrupted. So I don't know if it's just me being overly conscious about the fact that I believe I do this, and maybe I don't even do it that much, but it's something that I am aware of, and I try my very best to kind of keep it tame. And I think that's why a lot of people from abroad believe that Italians are always arguing, because they talk over each other a lot, when in reality it's just a very natural flow of conversation. I don't know if every Italian feels that way or is like in agreement of what I'm saying here, so let me know if you're not. But it is something that feels a lot more natural in Italy than it does in other countries. This whole like talking over, jumping in. It's not talking over, it's jumping in when it's the right time to add to the conversation. This is probably the one everyone's been waiting for. Road rage. Italian drivers are known to be very crazy. I talk about it a lot in my British habits video. I learned to drive here, so I see myself as a much better driver than the average Italian. I mean, obviously there's very good drivers and very bad drivers in every country, but in the this is so difficult because I feel I'm gonna get attacked. On average, I feel like the Italian driver is a bit more crazy than the British driver or whatever. I think Italians have a tendency to be enraged on the road. So I do get enraged very easily when I'm driving because I'm expecting everyone to be on the road, right? I sound insane. But road rage is something that I tend to see myself having a little more than your average British driver, and it's not like I act like I never, I do honk, but I don't honk consistently. I've resorted to flashing a bit more because I feel like it's more polite because you're not making noise. So I flash a lot when I need people to get out of my way. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit of an annoying driver, especially when I'm in a mood, but it is what it is. It's just the way it is. My last one, because I don't want to bore you for too long, is the home pharmacy. The home pharmacy. What is the home pharmacy? See, I don't know if this is just an Italian thing, but I feel like me and my Italian friends laugh about this because we do deem this as a very Italian thing. When you're sick or when something is wrong, you don't go get medicine or you don't go to the doctor. You refer back to the home pharmacy, which is usually this massive box of medicine, antibiotics, painkillers, like all of this stuff that you will have stacked up from old prescriptions, from old like store-bought drugs, just like huge. Like, do you know those massive like 80-liter boxes that IKEA sells? Like those big, yeah, we used to have one of those like at my house with my parents. Massive box just filled with medicine. And by habit, I started making my own. Like when my mom comes to visit me, she will often come with like boxes of medicine and pills and like just in case this, just in case that, and you start filling this box up and it just builds up and builds up. So the next time I'm sick, I refer to the box of medicine and I become an expert on what I need. Acid reflux, Gaviscon, paracetamol for like all of this stuff. And I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of Italian parents are good enough to have like medical degrees or at least become pharmacists because of their knowledge on what does what drug does what. So I feel like that's a very Italian thing, but you let me know if in your country it's the same. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the 10 things or the 10 habits that first came to my mind when I was thinking about like what is it that I'm still so quintessentially Italian in doing or in having, and that's the list that I came up with. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a like if you did. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell icon if you want to be notified every time I post a video. I post every Sunday, and my content is about Italians, Italian learning, English learning for Italians, living in the UK as an Italian, etc, etc, etc. Definitely check out my merch, which I actually launched just a couple of months ago or last month. Leave me a comment down below, we can start a conversation. My name is filcofilms and I will catch you next week. Ciao!